everyone, Brian from Apex Detail here. When we do comparisons on the channel, we mostly concentrate on protection. That's not important for everyone. A lot of people think, gloss and ease of use and slickness are some of the foremost attributes they're looking at a protection or a quick detailer. So today we're going to concentrate more on that. We're going to concentrate more on gloss. So I picked two products that were formulated to bump up the gloss on the surface of your car, truck, or motorcycle. So let's get them on the same panel and have some fun. This here is a viewer requested video. Not a whole lot out on the VO7 when it comes to videos, a couple from the chemical guys themselves. 16 ounces for $16.99, somewhere around there. And for a pint, you can get that for $11.99. So there is a bit of a price difference. However, the viewer wanted to know if there was a lot of differences and similarities, as they're both polymer spray sealants, both the same color, both the same consistency. So we'll throw both of these products on the same panel. We'll test the ease of use. We'll see which one bumps up the gloss the highest. We'll test them, see if they can resist heat at all for those of you down in warmer climates, Florida, Arizona, Southern California, Vegas. We'll also test chemical resistance. We'll see what type of beading and water behavior they have. So let's get this started. I'm going to wash, decontaminate it, clay it, and use a polish cleaner on it. I'll do that off camera so we can save a little bit of time and spend more time on application and testing. The panel's prepped. We have two areas masked off. In this section here, the Chemical Guys VO7 detail spray. This section here, S Bead Maker. Let's get these two products applied, take a look at application, see how much they differ or are similar. Let's get the VO7 applied first. In order to reduce overspray, I'm just going to spray into a microfiber, apply it that way. All you need to do is spread it out evenly, or you could spray it directly onto the panel if you feel like it. Just make sure you have a nice even layer on whatever you're trying to enhance the gloss on or protect. If they do protect at all, we're going to test that. And then grab your microfiber and wipe it off. This here flashes quickly, so there's not a whole lot of work to do to get these off. It's a user-friendly product sealant. Let me show you these up close. That's what we're looking for there. Nice, even application. When it comes to removing it, flip it over, and you'll see it start to flash quickly, and you're done. When it comes to S Bead Maker, I'm going to apply it the same way. It's going to look pretty much exactly the same as well. Even spraying it onto the microfiber applicator. Get it on there, grab a microfiber, wipe it off. Show you what application looks like up close using the shop light. Flip it over, and as you can see, behaves almost exactly like the VO7. So very similar so far, and both are exactly the same when it comes to ease of application. When it comes to ease of use, they are so similar in just about every way. When it comes to application, that's going to be a wash. So we're going to give these plenty of time to cure. We're all aware of the cure time Bead Maker needs, so we're going to give them both plenty of time to cure and then check up on the rest of these statistics here. Back again, the panel has had a couple days. It's had about 3 days to cure, and it was actually sitting out in the sun for the past 2 days. It's something that's quite curious. I've never noticed before because I usually just put on Bead Maker and then wipe it off and head to a show. I just normally use Bead Maker right before a show, or sometimes if I want to go somewhere and I want just a boost of gloss, because I know durability is questionable with Bead Maker and some of these products that bump up the gloss quickly. But after applying this, I noticed this haze here. It's not on the chemical VO7 side, but it's on the Bead Maker side after about 3 days of applying. You can see how easy it wipes off, but I was just wondering if any of you have run into that situation. So it was applied, then wiped down, and then sat to cure, and after cure, that was the haze that I found. Just something I've never noticed before. Maybe you've come across it. So I wiped off that, and it's both sections are now glossy. So now we get to the juicy part where we find out which one of these gives us the best gloss. You know, again, we know they're not going to be stellar when it comes to protection and durability, but you know, both of these could be used to give a quick boost of gloss. Let's find out which one gives us that. All right, since these two products here would be some we would reach for just to get a quick boost of gloss, knowing that's going to be their strength, we'll spend a little bit more time on gloss, and I'll get 8 readings per section. Try and get a reading or an average for the section as a whole for Bead Maker, and also Chemical Guys VO7. Give them both the best chance. See which one gives us the best gloss. Bead Maker first. 1. And that's really high if you've been following the channel. I can't even leave this go. It's very slick. Bead Maker is very slick. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. So, very high readings. It's had 3 days to cure. Again, it did cure with that haze. We wiped it off, and what it's left behind are some of the highest readings we've had in quite some time. The average gloss reading for the entire area for Bead Maker, 98.7, which happens to be the highest it's given me. I've tested it a few times. However, those gloss readings were taken right at the minimum amount of time for curing. So after 3 days, it's beneficial to let it cure as long as you can before you take it out into inclement weather. I know 3 days is not going to be possible, but you know, the gloss readings speak for themselves. Let's hop over to the Chemical Guys VO7 side, take 8 more readings, and see what this turns out to be. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right, the average for Chemical Guys VO7, spray detailer 94.3, so there is a huge difference when it comes to gloss. You add up all the numbers, in this section here comes to 789.8, and over here 754.7. I mean, that's a pretty big gap. All right, we have gloss. We know which one gives us a huge boost of gloss. Let's continue on testing. Let's see which one puts up with heat resistance, chemical resistance, which one gives us better water behavior, beading. By the way, before we do anything else, when it comes to slickness, just overall feel, the Bead Maker is a lot slicker, a little bit grabby on my skin when it comes to the Chemical Guys VO7, but we have another way to indicate the slickness on these panels. Made a little mark, a little dot with a marker. This is where we're going to introduce heat in the Bead Maker section. And I have another one over here, the VO7 section. We'll take them both up to I'd say about 215 degrees, 220 degrees. That seems to be the perfect marker as to where these fail or succeed. All right, we'll slide over to the VO7 section. All right, we're going to keep an eye on those two areas. Back over to the whiteboard. Slickness, that check mark goes to Bead Maker. And gloss, that check mark also goes to Bead Maker. Time for VO7 to make a comeback, if it can. For the water source, we're going to be using the Kraus and Becker for a day or two until the new soft water system is finished being installed. That way we can do some more shampoo comparisons and showcases and have a little bit more fun with it without the hard water, be a little bit more fair to the shampoos themselves. So let's take a look at water behavior here. The Bead Maker has some decent beads. The VO7 sheets a little bit more than the beads, a little bit more balanced for those of you that have hard water problems like we have here in Pennsylvania. That is a huge help when it comes to fighting hard water spot deposits on the surface of your vehicle. Okay, VO7. And the control. All right, before we begin our chemical resistance test, I want to remind you we're back to the GM hood that has, above moderate to leaning more towards stubborn clear coat. It's hard. So keep that in mind. They all act a little bit differently. I have one that's soft. I have one that's mediocre. I have this one here that's stubborn. And products cling to them differently, and we can learn a lot of information from that as we use different products on these different hoods. I'll let you keep track of that stuff by yourself. When it comes to the heat introduced to this hood, this particular clear with the product on, they seem to have survived. We will keep an eye on the area as we do the chemical test, but let's resume. We will hit each area with the all-purpose cleaner we used in the last few videos and then follow up with Purple Power to clean off the residue. I want to give you a good angle using the shop light so you can see how each product fights off chemicals. Some a little bit more impressive than others. You can see the outline of where Bead Maker is. You can kind of see that for the VO7 as well, but that's how that's reacting. And this is how Bead Maker is reacting. Let's work them in with a microfiber very lightly. We'll rinse and then wash off with the Purple Power. So as you can see there, both sides took a hit just after the first round. However, the Bead Maker has a bit more protection left over. Not quite as obvious as it was, but the V07 side is really starting to fail. At least it's still sheeting. V07. Not doing much of anything really. Pretty much matches the unprotected side. All right, I think Bead Maker will take one more round. Two. You'll be able to see there's still a little bit of protection down the Bead Maker side, not so much the V07 side. We'll let that sit for a minute. I'll work it in with the microfiber, and we will rinse and take a look. And as you can see, tiny remnants of protection in each section, but they're both pretty much gone. And it will be evident there's no protection left as we go to dry these off. A lot of us dry our vehicles with forced air. And as we can see, there is no protection. So, you know, it's no secret, these type of products have hardly any durability whatsoever, but they will give a great boost of gloss before going to a show or night out in the town, especially the Bead Maker. I really have no use for the V07. I'm sure some of you guys out there using it. Give some feedback down in the comments section. Hey, results will differ in different environments, different temperatures, different water conditions. So just because I'm not having any luck with it and it doesn't work for me here doesn't mean it can't work for you in a different environment. That's why I really enjoy your feedback and I appreciate it down in the comment section. Not only does it help me, it also helps everybody else in the comment section, you know, get an idea what it does for you in your area, and I appreciate that. Before we conclude the video, now that the protection is gone, let's take some more gloss readings and see how much it dropped since the protection is gone. That'll give you an idea of how much the products have boosted their sections. Take a couple readings. Bead Maker. So you were 99, 98, dropping down to 95s, 96s. So you can see what type of a boost these guys give to their section and will give to your car. All right, let's hop over here. So to me, the V07 didn't give a huge boost, but gave a little bit of a boost to its area. But you're going to get the biggest boost using the Bead Maker. Okay, for the final thoughts segment of the video. Bead Maker, known to bump up the gloss. Obviously, we know it's not, you know, the most durable product when it comes to protection, but, you know, you head out to a show, night out in the town, you want to give a nice boost of gloss and reflection, give some depth to your car, truck, or motorcycle, you know, grab some Bead Maker and go to town. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.